Hi everybody, welcome back to my Spotify series where I make an original character based on each song from my 2025 Spotify Wrapped playlist. It's been a little while since I recorded one of these, but I am happy to announce that I did not give up yet. We are on character number 20, Therefore I Am by Billie Eilish, which is kind of like a diss track to nobody in particular. It's got a fun, mean girl kind of swagger to it. So for this one, I would show you, but I didn't even sketch anything really. I just listed some things out when I was brainstorming. I want to make a self-assured, cocky, successful woman, but I wanted to keep from making a generic hashtag girl boss. We're sick of that performative sort of like, look, we made a cool girl character. Will you buy her action figure for your daughters aged 6 to 8? We're so tired of it, right? I should make an OC for an established media and give her traits suited to that universe so that she's cool in the context of something instead of just being cool for the sake of being cool. Because I feel like that's where those characters fall flat, because it's like a reskin of the same girl in every media. Here's where I got a little lost. I tried to list every like widespread IP that I like enough to try to make an OC that fits into. Warrior Cats, Farscape, Star Wars, Watership Down, and Star Trek the original series. And like none of those are gonna get me clicks right now. Warrior Cats maybe. So I've kind of tossed out that original idea that I was brainstorming towards that I didn't even get to drawing, because there's also a character I have wanted to make for a long time, but I never really found something to put her in for stories I'm writing. And this is sort of a post-apocalyptic situation. Think almost to Mad Max levels of full dystopia. Maybe like between Mad Max and the Fallout universe on the dystopia level in terms of extremity, where Fallout is less extreme than Mad Max somehow, because it's not Australian. So she's existing somewhere in there, and her whole thing is that she loves designer clothing, and when the world went to crap, she was like, oh my gosh, this is my chance. So she like purge style raided every shopping mall, shopping outlet, factory, for like whatever designer clothes she always wanted that she couldn't afford. And she became a horrifying mercenary in the process. So she'll kill you, like she'll straight up kill you for your Balenciaga because she always wanted it, but she never had the currency in the previous world, which was money, to get it. But now the currency is violence, and she has so much of that. She's great at that. Maybe she used to be like a kickboxing or mixed martial arts instructor. Something was always a little wrong with her, and all she needed was for civilization to collapse in order to really unleash her full potential. Like the idea that spawned this character, I should be frank, is that one time when Jeff Goldblum went viral wearing that Gucci sweater that's a bunch of colors, stripes, and it's got like a roaring tiger or like an angry cat on it. I was like, I would wear the heck out of that. And then I looked and it's like a $6,000 sweater. So I won't be wearing the heck out of that one, but she can. So for this one, I pulled up a bunch of pictures of designer clothes that I don't hate. So I'm gonna put her in those because I think it does kind of fit that really mean girl who's still somehow cool kind of vibe, which is sort of what Katharina from 10 Things I Hate About You or Kat from Taming of the Shrew had. Like, think that kind of girl. So it's time for kind of the daunting process of drawing a person. Which I've never done before, obviously. Also, like, peep my nails. I'm sorry. I just got them done today. This is the first time I've ever gotten my nails done. My friend Kay is in nail school right now, so I got them done. But anyways, that aside, I have to also kind of relearn how to draw because this is my first day having nails. I gotta think about the way this girl looks in general before I put her in a bunch of insane clothes. So the good thing for her is if she's like a kickboxing instructor, she's already a really athletic girl. She probably does not need to do very much starvation dieting via apocalypse in order to fit into these like designer looks that people are wearing on the runway. So that's nice. I'm gonna draw her like propped up against something. I need to think about what makes sense instead of what would look cool, but I do want her to be leaning up against something. We can just do a brick wall for now. Kind of an Urban Decay sort of a feeling. Ooh, what if she's like leaning up against the escalator at the abandoned mall? That's perfect, actually. Looking upon her empire. When I thought about how a character like this might survive in an apocalypse situation, I decided that it would probably make the most sense for her to set up shop in an old production facility for designer clothing, because the factory itself would be kind of dangerous, so it would be pretty easy to booby trap it to keep people out. And it would also be where a lot of the stockpile of what she's looking for would be at. And it's just kind of cool to be like, yeah, I live in the abandoned Gucci warehouse. It's kind of like how people on the East Coast can't give you real directions. They tell you, oh, it's where the Walmart used to be, even though you moved to this town 3 days ago and you don't know that there was a Walmart there. It's kind of like that, but for the apocalypse. Oh, it's where the Gucci factory used to be, you know. Well, that looks like an escalator enough for me to keep going. All right. How would she be standing? Kind of with her legs crossed. I also don't like the hand on the hip. That's kind of really cliche. Maybe she's got like a staff that she's just kind of holding like behind her head for now. Ooh, and she could have a little purse dangling off of it. The purse I'm gonna hang off of this is shaped like a pear, but it's like bejeweled, and it costs like $9,000. It looks like you couldn't even fit a phone in it. Like, granted, I don't know how big it is from the listing on the website. I think it's Dior. I don't remember or care enough about the brand to respect them in that way. But yeah, it's a bejeweled pear that's worth like 2 semesters of college, depending on where you go. Probably for these people, a day of college. Oh, and there's one other. I got distracted immediately, by the way. I was gonna go to the side and draw her face, but we don't need to do that right now, because there's one other thing. This was like, it could be Chanel, I don't know. It's a runway photo of like the high concept fashion that they make models wear, even though they don't expect people to actually wear them. It's more like, hey, look how smart about fashion we are that we made this. That's the vibe I get off of it anyways. It's literally just like a sash of gigantic fake pearls. It's nuts. I really am kind of obsessed with it. I actually like it a lot. 2 things happened after this point. The first is that I went on a long, unnecessary rant about the price of an article of clothing, which I remembered wrong, and I remembered multiple details about said article of clothing wrong. So when I looked in editing to double check the price, I was like, oh, that's still really expensive, but it's way less unreasonable than I made it out to be. I'm all for dunking on designer brands, but we need to keep our dunks factual because there are plenty of those to be had. So that happened, and then I got so heated about it, about the wrong information while I was recording, that I did not notice when my phone camera filled up and stopped recording. So I had to run upstairs, offload the video to my computer, and then go back downstairs and keep recording. And so I'm going to dump you into that. But spoiler alert, my phone camera will fill up again. So this will be another sort of partial recording, and then it'll be digital art after that. Okay? All right. I got a little heated talking about the tank top. So I drew that. You didn't see that I drew that, but I did. While I was getting distracted putting stuff on this girl, I was like, oh, I have to figure out what her face looks like. So we're gonna do that real quick. I would like to imagine that before the world ended, she probably just kept her hair in like a ponytail, because that's really easy and simple when she was being a combat instructor. Her ears are probably kind of shallow against her face, which is advantageous because then she's not getting boxed in the ear all the time. I've really exaggerated this high pony just to show that that's her hairstyle. And then we'll have like an after. Maybe she had gauges or something before, because she had like a really hardcore look. And then after, she's always wearing big, elaborate costume jewelry, which I always thought was like not low class, but I didn't think it was a big deal. But then when I was doing research for this, I found out that Chanel kind of popularized costume jewelry. Like, I thought it was like a tacky thing, like thrift store fodder basically. But if Chanel herself popularized costume jewelry, then that means that this girl has to have it at all times. So she's probably also got like big elaborate rings all over her fingers, and she can fight just fine in them because she's a Mary Sue, I decided. I wonder, like, what is good apocalypse hair? I would just shave all my hair off, if I'm being honest with you. Like, who needs to deal with that in the end of the world scenario? Just a total buzz cut, and then maybe she steals wigs and wears them. I think that would be great, actually. Now we know when she will wear wigs. That also kind of taps into the Mad Max feeling that I wanted to give. Before, let's give her like really thin, threaded eyebrows. Kind of a daintier nose. After, her eyebrows have kind of grown out a little bit because it's pretty hard to maintain them when the world is over, I think. And maybe her nose is like kind of crooked now from fighting. That's a little too exaggerated though. Let's see. I keep hitting this with my glasses, I'm sorry. That's roughly the shape of it, but we'll put like a... something like that. And then I hate drawing mouths. Here she's got like some lipstick. We'll give her a split lip after. Your lips are probably pretty chapped in the apocalypse. I did not draw her super good, but I didn't draw her super bad either, so that's what matters. Give her some scars. Scars, who cares? Okay, she's great. I'll make her hair black beforehand. Here, I'm gonna draw her in a wig. Maybe like, a really big blonde hair number. Kind of like Maddie from Moonlighting with Bruce Willis from the 80s, which my mother will understand this reference and nobody else. Literally nobody else. But yeah, she's got that wig on today. She's rocking it, she loves it. So I'm going to talk about our artist inspiration for this episode, which is the YouTube channel Zooliminology. It is a speculative fiction video series which is presented in the format of training videos for how you would interact with, contain, and study zoological creatures from a different dimension known as the far plane. It's kind of like if analog horror was analog cozy instead. It's very cute. The creature designs are really fascinating to me. Each one of them is pretty unique, pretty original, and usually lovable. And then the way that the videos are animated and voiced is just very well produced. It's very well put together. The voice acting is very nice. There's also a pleasant feeling of nostalgia when you're watching them, which I know analog horror likes to tap into that and then lull you into false security and jump scare you, but Zooliminology is nothing like that. It is like analog cozy. That's the best I can describe it. So I highly recommend giving them a watch. I will link their channel in the description, and that is my artist inspiration for this episode. So aside from artist inspiration, I'm not sure what else I have to say for this character. I'm going to let this time-lapse play out with some lo-fi in the background. I just sketched and colored her in a few more situations. If you want to join my free Patreon, there's a link in the description, and I will be posting an alternate version of this video that lets the song Therefore I Am by Billie Eilish play. I have not had a copyright strike on a private video so far. So that's one way you can hear the song without looking for it yourself, but as always, I will also link the song in the description. Thank you so much for watching, enjoy the time lapse, and have a great week.